Attention, Star Cadets! Stand by for action! Captain Paxar says prepare to travel time and soar through space while facing the worst villains of the past and the future. Stand by for Captain Paxar's Star Cadet Hour!
Greetings, Star Cadets! I, Captain Paxar, am speaking to you from the secret headquarters of the Interdimensional Peace Force. Today's mission is as follows. Commander Buzz Cory of the Space Patrol and his crew uncover a deadly plot to steal all of Earth's water. Stand by for action as the Space Patrol encounters the mysterious ocean in space.
Space Patrol! High adventure in the wild, vast reaches of space. Missions of daring in the name of interplanetary justice. Travel into the future with Buzz Cory, Commander-in-Chief of the Space Patrol. Brought to you by the Ford Super Cereals, Wheat Chex, Rice Chex, and good hot roastin'. For exciting action on Space Patrol in just one moment.
Man, oh man, oh man, oh man!
Hi there. What you looking at in that Space Patrol microscope?
Just a blade of grass, Captain Nars. But when I move it along under my microscope, it looks like a big green river flowing by.
Oh, it's powerful, all right. Magnifies objects 15 times. And Space Patrollers, you can have one of these microscopes, too. The whole official Space Patrol kit. This microscope, plus these 4 slides to hold the things you're going to look at, plus this special slide with an atomic particle on it that glows in the dark.
When you look at it through your microscope in the dark, it looks like a big purple planet with mysterious rays shooting out of it.
And look, the lens tube slips right out for examining big things, like this fence.
Well, what's it look like?
Looks like icebergs in Alaska.
Hey, you're right.
Well, you never know what something will look like 15 times its actual size.
And boy, it's lots and lots of fun to find out.
So don't wait. Send today for your complete Space Patrol microscope kit. Just buy a box of Rice Chex or Wheat Chex. Then, with your name and address, send 25 cents in coin and a Rice Chex or Wheat Chex box top to Space Patrol, Box 812, St. Louis, Missouri. Don't forget your 25 cents. That's Space Patrol, Box 812, St. Louis, Missouri. Pace Terra 5, flagship of the Space Patrol, arcs a path toward headquarters on Terra. Aboard the battlecruiser, Commander Buzz Cory fills out his report on their routine patrol mission. Major Robertson relaxes at the controls, and Cadet Happy conducts an experiment with the Space Patrol microscope at Tonga's expense.
Oh, I was just looking at your hair through this Space Patrol microscope.
Why?
Well, it's so dark. I just wanted to see if it was naturally this color.
Well?
Oh, it is, Tonga. It is. Don't worry.
Oh, who was worried?
And then it happened. Without warning and with startling suddenness, it happened.
Look, the rocket's what hit us. I can't pick anything off the view scope, Robbie. Have you seen anything?
Yes. You're flying through a solid body of water.
not sure I do anyway.
Dead solid water, like we plunged in the middle of an ocean.
Well, Smoking rockets, who ever heard of an ocean out in space?
Do it, Commander. We're out.
I'll check it in the view scope.
Never mind half. It won't pick up a radar bounce, so you can't see it on the view scope.
Yeah, that's right. That's why the approach warning didn't sound.
Robbie, bring her about. We'll take another look at that mysterious ocean in space.
Yes.
There it is.
That's an ocean?
Blazes.
I don't understand.
Huge, endless column of water.
Yeah, but where's it coming from?
And where is it going to?
Well, it goes in both directions, just as far as you can see.
That's what's wrong. The water's let loose in space. With no gravity, it'll form a perfect sphere.
Yeah, but Commander, this water's flowing in a column.
How do you account for that, Commander?
Apparently, it's being controlled.
Controlled, but... Well, Commander, in order for water to be controlled like that, wouldn't it have to flow through some sort of a pipe?
That's right.
Well, yeah, but you can see the water. There's no pipe around it.
Maybe it's transparent.
A force tube.
Force tube?
It has tremendous force field, hollow like a pipeline, originating on one planet and bridging space to another.
Well, then it would be transparent, wouldn't it?
Yeah, there wouldn't be anything in space to keep it from flowing from one planet to another.
The flow of water could be controlled. Look, I've charted the position of that water column. It lies between Earth and Mars. It travels in this direction.
Billions and billions of gallons of water, all being drawn up from Earth and carried through space in a force tube to Mars. Hey, somebody's stealing all the water from Earth.
Well, I wonder who could be doing it, and why.
That's what we're going to find out. Robbie set a course to Mars. Yes. Parallel with that water column. We're going to follow that water to its destination.
Cut it off. Well, Mr. Flagg, we've just gotten it started. I said cut it off. By operating continuously, we're just asking for a spaceship to follow our force tube right here to us.
I guess you're right. When do we start it up again?
In about a half hour, and then only at varied intervals. Remember, Berger, never set a pattern. Always keep changing your method of operation. Keep your opponents guessing.
That water column just disappeared.
But how are we going to find out where that water is going if we haven't anything to follow?
We'll do it the hard way, by deduction.
Deduction, Commander.
That water's going somewhere on Mars. Sooner or later, with the volume they're pouring through that force tube, it'll show up as a new body of water.
So we scour the entire area of Mars for a new lake.
Or a new ocean. Full rockets, Robbie. We'll head for Canali and set up headquarters there.
Check the lake from the cave entrance. The water's over our heads now.
Good. Then it won't be long until the entire planet's submerged. And then, Berger, when the United Planets government realizes that Earth, the granary of its system, is in danger of losing its entire water resource, they'll pay us whatever we ask. We won't operate for another 10 minutes. I'm going to get some fresh air. You stand by the controls. I'll either be in the escape tunnel or at the entrance to the cave.
Lake area on Earth.
The level of Lake Michigan has dropped over a foot.
foot.
A huge water spout, over a mile wide at the base, has been sighted. The people are in a panic.
Well, we're doing everything we can to find the source of the trouble. The commander's dispatching all available space patrol and civilian ships to cover every square inch of Mars.
Major Robertson, another report just came in. The water spout was sighted again. The water level is dropping rapidly.
Sorry, we haven't had word yet. We'll let you know the minute we hear anything.
Oh, Commander. Any word?
Not yet. It'll take some time to search the entire surface of Mars.
Any word from Earth, Major?
Yeah, all bad. We're draining the Great Lakes first.
It's for you, Commander.
Who is it?
Secretary General.
Thank you. Commander Cory here. Go ahead, sir. What? 500 million credits. Yes, sir? Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir. Yes, sir. You can trust me to handle it. One way or another. The Secretary General just received an anonymous call. Demand for a payment of 500 million credits to stop the theft of the Earth's water.
500 million credits.
Smoking rockets holding water for ransom, and nobody even knows where the water's going, except the water.
Robbie, blast off in the ship. Go to the approximate position where we saw that water column.
Yes, sir, but what if it isn't in operation?
Stand by until it is. Then empty the ship's magazines into the water flow.
All 6 missiles, sir?
All 6 at 1-minute intervals.
Sure, they'll follow that water column right to the power plant and blow it up.
Exactly. It has to be destroyed at any cost. Remember that, Robbie, at any cost.
Gotcha, sir.
Tonga, you go with him.
Certainly, Commander.
Happy?
Yes, sir.
Find a carrying case large enough to hold 500 million credits.
But, Commander, you're not going to pay him off, are you?
Order a patrol space car. We have an appointment at this address.
The Kralik Mountains? At the foot of the Kralik Mountains.
At ease, Star Cadets! Captain Paxar's Star Cadet Hour will be back in a moment! Stand by for action, Star Cadets! We now return to Captain Paxar's Star Cadet Hour!
Well, there's a spot, Happy. Down there on this side of... Happy, look at the other side of that mountain range.
Boy, what a beautiful lake. Lake?
It's a Kralik Basin, dried up over 1,000 years ago.
And we found it. That's where all the water from Earth is.
We're going in for a landing, Hap.
But, Commander, what about Major Robertson? He's going to blast it.
No time to change plans now. It's up to us to see that no one's in that power plant when it blows up.
Me to go with you, sir?
The instructions were for one man to lead the ship, alone and unarmed.
All right, you have me covered. Come on out.
It's empty. Empty. All right, Commander Cory, start talking. Just why is it empty?
Because the United Planets has no intention of paying you as much as 1 credit.
Oh? Maybe they'd rather see the Earth go dry.
They don't intend to let that happen.
There's something you've got to know. All right, let's get him inside the plant.
see it yet, Tonga?
Not yet.
I hope we sight it soon. Well, my missiles are primed and ready.
Get him inside the plant.
Why don't we just knock him off here?
Because with Cory and this cadet inside the power plant, the government will be more inclined to see things our way. Let's hurry.
Do you suppose something went wrong, Robbie?
It's hard to tell.
Maybe the commander and Happy found the power plant and put it out of commission.
Maybe. All I know is when I spot that column of water, I pump 6 missiles into it.
Tie their hands behind their back. They'll be coming to shortly.
Thanks, Lieutenant. I'll see the commander's informed the minute he contacts us. Robertson out. Well, I knew they'd find it sooner or later.
Trailing base.
Yeah. Well, we don't have to keep sitting here. Now we know right where to go.
But, Robbie, the commander told us to wait here.
Commander said to destroy that power plant at any cost, and that's what we're going to do.
But the plant is underwater. How are you going to find it?
The column will point right to it. But now when we fire these missiles, we'll be right on top of it.
What do we do now, Mr. Flagg? Now we're going to show the government what a mistake they made by not paying us off. It'll take a while for the water to get here.
Oh, turn it off. There's something you don't know.
Hey, listen to him, will you? This place is going to blow up.
Blow up?
One of my men is waiting out in space right now, under orders to feed cosmic missiles into that water column when it appears.
What did you say?
You heard me. That water flow will carry enough cosmic charge to blow this plant to bits.
It could work. It's possible.
Nice try, Cory. But you can't bluff me.
Maybe they're not bluffing.
That's another thing you've got to learn, Berger. Never let him bluff you. Keep changing your pattern, and never let him bluff.
We're not bluffing. The commander's telling the truth. In a couple seconds, you're going to find out the hard way.
The water's here. That means the force hopelessly full. It'll be visible in space. Get her up! Oh! Wait! What happened? Gotta get him in that tunnel fast!
5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, fire!
Smoke and rockets. Was that close? Listen to the water pouring into that room.
Come on, we gotta get out of here before the water pressure caves in this hatch.
The water column has disappeared.
I guess those first 2 missiles were enough to knock out the power plant.
It's time for the third one. Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Hurry, Hap, we gotta get gentlemen out of here.
I'll get straight, Commander.
Well, that one did it. Hurry up.
Commander! Walls are caught in the hatch. They got caught when we slammed it. I can't get them loose.
seconds.
15 seconds.
Hurry, Commander! There, come on!
This is the last one, Robbie. Number 6.
Well, if the first 5 didn't do it, this one will.
Put him down here, Happy.
Six, 5, 4.
Commander Cory to Major Robertson.
So, hi, Commander. Hey, have I got news for you?
It's nothing compared to the news I've got for you.
Huh?
I'll tell you later. But hold your number 6 missile. It won't be necessary.
Oh, yes, sir.
We'll see you back at Mars headquarters. Cory out.
Well, at least we don't have to fire the numbers. Hey, wait a minute. How did the commander know I was about to fire the 6th missile?
Then how did he know you fired any of them?
Don't worry, Robbie. You're not responsible. After all, I ordered you to do it.
I know, but just
Water.
the same,
Water, millions and millions of gallons of water. Water.
If he wants and the water, he'll get.
Water.
Robbie, don't.
At your own risk, Robbie. Don't pull your rank if it backfires.
Water. Water. Hey, go! Open rockets, what's going on?
I don't know, but from here I'd say you're both all wet.
This is Cadet Happy speaking. And here's my Space Patrol microscope, where I keep it in my room. Boy, yesterday I gave myself a real scare. I was sitting at the commander's desk, looking through this microscope at a hair I had pulled out of my head. Hey! Hey, Commander, guess what a hair looks like through this Space Patrol microscope? Just like a giant python. It's got... What? Oh, uh-oh. I guess I broke it now, huh?
Oh, not a chance. This microscope was built for rough wear. Look, good as new. Because it's made of good, solid plastic, including the lens tube. See that, Space Patrollers? Even the lens tube is plastic, not an inch of cardboard in this whole microscope. And say, this lens tube can be used all by itself for examining large objects.
Sure. Why, just the other day, the commander and I were looking at the brick in a building through one of these Space Patrol microscopes, and you know what it looked like?
I guess I'll have to tell you. That brick looked like Indian caves. And the mortar between the bricks, you'll never guess. You'll never guess.
Well, looks like I'm going to have to tell you about that. The mortar looked just like sparkling stars.
Well, that's my Cadet. And here's your complete Space Patrol microscope kit.
The Space Patrol microscope magnifies objects 15 times their natural size, complete with 4 clear slides for mounting specimens, plus a special slide already mounted with a mysterious atomic particle that glows in the dark. To get this entire official Space Patrol microscope kit, do this. Just buy a box of rice checks or wheat checks. Then, with your name and address, send 25 cents in coin and a rice checks or wheat checks box top to Space Patrol, Box 812, St. Louis, Missouri. This offer good only in the USA and may be withdrawn at any time. That's Space Patrol, Box 812, St. Louis, Missouri. Space Patrol on ABC Radio every Saturday. Consult your newspaper for time and station. And be sure to join us again when Space Patrol is brought to you on television by those bite-sized cereals in the red and white checkerboard packages. Wheat checks, rice checks, and good hot Ralston. Special bulletin for boys and girls in Portland, Maine, Worcester, Massachusetts, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Buzz Cory's own space battle cruiser, the Ralston Rocket, will be in your area next week. Don't miss it, the Ralston Rocket.
Well done, Star Cadets! The first phase of our mission was a rousing success! Captain Paxar's Star Cadet Hour will be back in a moment!
Welcome back, Star Cadets. I, Captain Paxar, will now brief you on the second phase of our mission. Scott McCloud, aka Space Angel, and the crew of the Starduster encounter a planet under the tyrannical rule of the Spartanians. Stand by for action as Space Angel struggles to free the slave world.
Blast off for another exciting adventure in outer space with Scott McCloud, Space Angel, in the story of The Slave World. As you know, every 30 years, these two planets orbit through our galaxy. And for a couple of months, we get a fairly good look at them.
I remember them, Chief. They move in a contrary orbit to the rest of our planets.
Exactly. And since the development of this new telescope, we've had a chance to get a closer picture of these babies. There's every reason to believe that both of these planets are in...
What strange-looking stars.
Not stars, Crystal. Spacecraft. Like saucers.
Saucers like we used to see from Earth?
Yes, and they undoubtedly came from this smaller planet. Scott, I want you to go there, and if you find intelligent beings, invite them to join the Interplanetary Council.
We'll take off immediately.
Oh, darn, there goes my hair appointment.
Maybe they have beauty parlors out there, Crystal.
Oh, Taurus.
Planet's dead ahead, Skipper.
Oxygen indicator positive. They have an atmosphere.
Reverse G seats. Stand by for entry.
Scott, the little planet has a volume equal to Earth's moon.
Radiation is high, but safe.
Firing retro rocket. Reversing ship for landing. Not a sign of life.
What did you expect, a welcoming committee?
Sure is quiet out there.
We better take our blasters, Skipper, just in case.
Let's go down and take a look around.
It sure doesn't look inhabited to me.
Scott, look! A flying saucer.
Say the word, lad, now.
Hold your fire, Taurus. We come as friends from the outer galaxy.
Welcome to Utopia. We were expecting you. I am known as Ito. We are to take you to Sesam, our ruler.
Thank you. We're anxious to meet with him.
They look just like we do.
Come. We will take you in our surface craft.
How far is it to your city?
It is not far. Soon we will go underground and transfer to the tube.
What is the tube, Ito?
The tube is our underground transportation. All of our cities are underground. We have arrived. This is our Capitol building. Sesam awaits you.
And so, on behalf of the Interplanetary Council, we're pleased to invite your planet as a full member. To be governed by its laws and share in its benefits.
If only we could, Commander. Unfortunately, we have no control of our affairs. Utopia is a slave state.
Slave state? In this day and age?
Well, we'll fix that. No, my friends. It cannot be fixed. Our very existence is controlled by Spartania.
What power do the Spartanians have over your people?
Many centuries ago, the Spartanians declared war on us. Because we were a peace-loving people, we were not prepared to defend ourselves.
They orbited megatomic ray stations around our planet.
Observe the view screen.
They can activate the ray stations at will, contaminating our atmosphere.
Of all the dirty tricks.
In all these years, why haven't you contacted us for help?
We tried on several occasions. We sent out our saucers. Let me show you.
We had hoped to find a civilization more highly developed than our own, who could help us resolve our interplanetary dispute. But a horrible sight awaited us when we arrived on your Earth. We found you Earthlings engaged in primitive battles among yourselves. That was the First World War.
Oh, how terrible.
Many years passed before we again sent saucers to your world.
World War II.
Seems pretty ridiculous, doesn't it? But there were intervals of peace between these conflicts.
That may well be.
We never attempted to contact you again. We have accepted our fate.
But that was a long time ago.
That's right. Wars have been outlawed in our solar system. In fact, the whole galaxy.
That's right, Season. We now have the Interplanetary Space Council to enforce peace. And I can assure you it has the power to do so.
No, my friend. We cannot risk it. Spartania could destroy us in a matter of hours.
The Spartans are here. What shall we do?
Prepare for tribute.
Tribute? What tribute?
Whenever they ask, we must pay tribute to the Spartanians.
Let us go to the surface, and you may see for yourselves.
Is this the tribute you must pay? Your own people?
Yes, Scott.
How barbaric.
All must take their turns at serving the Spartanians.
I wouldn't submit to slavery. Why don't you fight them?
That would not be very utopian.
This is the only way our race can survive.
Remember, the Spartanians could suffocate our planet in a matter of hours if they chose to do so.
I think it's time we paid a visit to these Spartanians.
No, my friend, you must not go there. The Spartanians are not to be trifled with.
Well, now, we didn't intend to trifle with them.
Scott, the saucer's blasting off.
So are we, Chris. Just as soon as we can get back to the Stardust. We'll put a stop to this nonsense once and for all.
Can Scott, Crystal, and Taurus free the small planet of Utopia from slavery? Don't miss the next exciting episode of Space Angel. Blast off for another exciting adventure in outer space with Scott McCloud, Space Angel, in the story of The Slave World. Last time, Seasum, the ruler of Utopia, explained to Scott, Crystal, and Taurus how the neighboring planet Spartania orbited megatomic rays around the small planet. As they were talking, the Spartanians' spacecraft landed. Those Utopians chosen to serve as slaves file on board to be taken to Spartania. Scott, Chris, Taurus blasted off for the neighboring planet.
We're in free flight. This is going to be a short run.
Old Seasum was sure upset about our going to Spartania.
I guess he has good reason to be upset. The Spartanians must be terrible people. Can you imagine a slave state in the 21st century?
There it is. Altering course for orbital approach. Guess I better radio in for landing instructions. Spartan Control, this is the Starduster from the United Planets Outer Galaxy, requesting permission to land.
I wonder if they'll let us.
Starduster, this is Spartan Control. Permission denied. You have no official business here.
On the contrary, this is an official visit. We represent the Interplanetary Space Council.
We do not recognize your Space Council. We are masters of our own affairs. Strongly suggest you turn back.
I wonder if they're as big as they sound.
Starduster to Spartan Control. We're landing. Notify your superiors.
Very well, Starduster. We'll give you a homing beam on Interstellar Channel. Stay on the beam. Your ship will be covered by disintegrating rays at all times.
Well, now, that's what I call a friendly invitation.
Stand by for vertical landing. Extend landing legs.
Landing legs extended.
So far, so good.
Crystal, you stay aboard. We'll keep our intercom open to the Starduster's frequency. If we get in trouble, you'll know it. And contact the Space Force for help.
Right, Scott.
Skipper, here comes a surface craft.
Let's go out and meet it.
No driver. Must be remote controlled.
Hop aboard, Taurus.
The invaders will please follow the blinker guides to the conference room. Invaders? That must mean us, Skipper.
I suppose it does, Taurus. Let's go. Well, here we are.
What a place to throw a ball.
At ease, Star Cadets! Captain Paxar's Star Cadet Hour will be back in a moment! Stand by for action, Star Cadets! We now return to Captain Paxar's Star Cadet Hour!
Well, here we are.
What a place to throw a ball. These are the terrible Spartanians? I was expecting men.
They may be physically weak, but remember their strength and intelligence.
Well, intruders, state your business. What does your Space Council want of us?
We've come to invite you to join the Interplanetary Space Council. However, we must protest your practice of forced servitude.
We have no interest in your Space Council. By what right do you interfere with our affairs?
For the right of individual freedom and equality.
Spartania recognizes only the power of the superior mind.
If it's power you respect, the Space Council has plenty of that, too.
In other words, you intend to force us to give up our slaves?
The decision to use force is not up to me. But we certainly must report to the Space Council what we found here.
Fools, I can destroy you with a touch of my finger.
Well, that's perhaps. But you'd have the whole galaxy to answer to.
Huh. Very well. We accept the challenge.
Oh, no! Mayday! Mayday! Starduster calling Space Control. Come in, please. Oh!
You will turn off the communicator and come with me, Earth creature. Did the Space Control Center receive Crystal's message? Or are Scott, Taurus, and Crystal completely cut off from outside help? Don't miss the next exciting episode of Space Angel! Blast off for another exciting adventure in outer space with Scott McCloud, Space Angel, in the story of The Slave World. Last time, Scott, Crystal, and Taurus landed on the planet Spartania. Leaving Crystal aboard the Starduster, Scott and Taurus went to find the ruler. Scott protested the Spartanian practice of slavery against the planet Utopia. As they were about to leave, the ruler paralyzed Scott and Taurus with a ray beam. Crystal, aboard the Starduster, sent an emergency call.
I suppose I have no choice, little man, since you have a weapon and I am defenseless.
Precisely. And it is my intention that you remain defenseless. Now let's join your friends.
Yes, Chief, I'm sure it was the Starduster. She said Mayday twice, then the emergency homing signal.
Send a squadron from Pluto to investigate.
Right, Chief.
I think that should be enough.
Skipper, I can't move.
I can't either, Taurus. It was some kind of paralyzer ray.
Just temporarily, so that you will see the hopelessness of your situation. The full power would have made you permanently immobile.
We're not entirely without resources ourselves.
Is that so? Can you turn your heads yet? We have the other member of your crew. She was trying to communicate with her people, Excellence. I suspected as much. We Spartanians are not easily fooled.
Then what do you intend doing with us?
With proper discipline, you might become good slaves. Toth, take them to their quarters. Did you get a message through to the Space Force, lass?
I didn't have a chance, Taurus, but I switched on the emergency homing signal.
And there's probably a squadron on the way out here now.
Skipper, they won't know what to expect. They could fly right into a trap.
Exactly. The Spartanians can activate those ray stations and wipe them out, along with the planet Utopia.
Then we've got to get to a radio and warn them. But how?
Scott McCloud. Scott McCloud.
Cecil!
What are you doing here? Never mind that. I've been thinking. You have been risking your lives to help free my people.
That's our job, Cecil.
I know. And I owe it to my people to help you if I can.
Do you have a service craft we can use?
Yes, I have. But how will you get out? I have no weapon.
I think we can manage it. How about it, Taurus?
Shouldn't be too difficult. Just stand back, Cecil.
What's he going to do? They took all our weapons.
Not all of them, Chris. We still have Taurus strength.
What tremendous strength.
Let's go.
Do you have a fix on the Starduster signal yet? Triangulation fixes the Starduster in the area of the twin planets. Base Force 1 to Squadron. Our destination seems to be in the area of the twin planets. Stay tight and keep your eyes open.
Stay out of sight till we get through the city.
We will.
Don't worry.
All clear.
So far, so good.
You know where our ship is, Cecil?
Yes, I know.
I will take you to it.
Scott, we'll never get off the ground. Your surface rays will blast us if we attempt to take off.
Not if we can knock out the ray stations before we blast off.
First, we've got to find them.
I know where all their installations are. Our people had to build them.
That's great, Cecil. If you'll point them out to us, we'll do the rest.
We are nearing your ship.
Sit down where there's cover.
Your Excellence, the prisoners have escaped.
The fools. They can't get off this planet. Notify all stations to shoot them on sight.
What about their ship, Excellence?
Cross the disintegrator beams over their ship. If they try to take off, their ship will become their tomb.
What will happen when the Starduster blasts off into the disintegrator beams? Can Scott's plan possibly work? Don't miss the next exciting episode of Scott McCloud, Space Angel. Blast off for another exciting adventure in outer space with Scott McCloud, Space Angel, in the story of The Slave World.
You know where the ray stations are that would be covering our ship?
That strange-looking tower across the valley is one.
Its ray is invisible. You cannot tell with the eye whether it is on or not.
There's another one on the opposite side of the valley.
I see. They've really got us boxed in.
That's why they landed us in this valley.
This is as close as we dare get with a saucer. You'd better take it from here on foot.
Thanks, Cecil. If we make it, we'll be back with our Space Force.
Thank you, my friends. I must get back now before I'm missed.
I've got a definite fix on the Starduster homing signal. It's coming in from the larger planet. Keep trying to reach them. Aye, aye.
Ready, gang?
Aye, Skipper.
Right, Scott. Should I radio the Space Force?
No, Chris. If we started broadcasting, the Spartanians would know we're here and blast us before we could get a message off.
I can see the rays crossed over us on the infrared detector. I wonder why they haven't blasted our ship.
Either they don't know we've escaped yet, or they're just waiting for us to fly into the ray on liftoff.
We'll blast them on liftoff, right, Skipper?
Right. We don't want to give them time to put any other rays into action.
Sounds like awful close timing. I hope we make it.
Stand by for blastoff.
Hold her steady. Now.
Good shooting, Taurus.
Starduster, this is Space Force One. Come in, please.
There they are.
Chris, switch me to the Space Force channel.
Space Force One. This is Starduster. Over.
Skipper, I've got him. Starduster, this is Space Force One. What's the trouble?
Space Force One, this is Starduster. I have a target for you.
There are 8 megatomic ray stations orbiting the small planet of Etopia. They must be knocked out.
Use caution. They can be activated at any time. Try to hit them simultaneously. I'll keep them occupied down below.
Roger, Starduster. We'll be in your area in 2 space units.
Here they come.
Chris, stand by to launch the Space Star. I'm going below.
Space Force One to all ships. Arm your rockets. Split and attack. I'll take the one on the starboard. Roger, Captain. Boy, these things really go off with a bang. Just like the 4th of July. Like shooting fish in a barrel.
Your Excellence, spacecraft are destroying our ray stations. Blast them with the surface rays.
Skipper, the ray station got 2 of our ships.
I'll get it. Blast off.
Scott dives down into the Etopia atmosphere to blast the ray station.
Watch out for that surface ray.
I got it, Taurus.
Good work, Skipper. All orbiting ray stations knocked out. Any further orders?
Move in and secure. And thanks, Space Force.
I don't know how to thank you for securing the freedom of our people.
It's our privilege.
Freedom is one thing that's always worth fighting for. Make sure you never lose it again.
We won't, Scott. The freedom that you and your brave friends have won for us will never be lost. Speaking of freedom, how about a leave, Skipper?
Yes, I need time to get my hair done.
To a woman, there's nothing more important than her hair.
And so ends the adventure of the Slave World. Don't miss the next exciting story of Space Angel.
Great job, Star Cadets! The Captain will debrief you in a moment when Captain Paxar's Star Cadet Hour returns!
Mission accomplished, Star Cadets. You've all served with valor and honor. The Space Patrol, Space Angel, and I, Captain Paxar of the Interdimensional Peace Force, salute you. You may now stand down until we meet again at the appointed time coordinates, when we will again undertake a daring mission through time, space, and alternate dimensions. Until then, Star Cadets, always remember, keep the peace.